So in this video, I'm going to talk about the emotion of attachment. This is a fundamental emotion. It's the basis of child rearing. It's the basis of our accepting mother's uh, attunement and sensitivity and child caring. And it becomes the basis later in life for our crushes that we have in junior high, grade school and junior high, and for the adult relationships that end up usually in partnership or marriage. So this emotion arises, and there's evolutionary basis to this. You may know that the female mammalian nipple secretes a pheromone that attracts the baby to the nipple. And once the baby gets there and receives some milk, a whole pattern, a whole repertoire of child caring behavior is set in motion. So the fundamental piece is that reflex attraction to the nipple, and that out of that evolved the emotion of attachment. Now, in working with clients, here's what I do: I ask them for a scene in which either one of their own children or a nephew or a niece is running to them for a hug. We only have 10 emotions that we're genetically competent to feel. Only 3 of them are positive. If I tell you that you're going to see your niece in a few hours, you'll feel excitement. When your niece is running towards you and going, Uncle John, Uncle John, you'll feel the attachment emotion. And then as soon as you get the hug, you're going to feel joy. That's the reward. And those are the 3 positive ones. So I ask my clients to be in that scene where the child and the client are beginning to hug. And I ask them to notice sensations that they feel in their heart or their chest. Uniformly, people feel warmth or openness in their heart. That's the heart, the stomach, and the right part of the brain are the places where we generate emotions, and this is a central one. So I ask them to notice. They almost always will say, well, my heart feels warm. And then using the TheraTapper, which gives an alternating bilateral stimulation, I ask them to repeat after me. The warmth in my heart tells me I'm feeling attachment. And they repeat that, and then we allow it to resonate and become true. Then, using a grounding resource, which you can learn about in another one of the videos in this series, we help the client stay grounded and present while feeling that, because it's a very challenging emotion for many people. If they didn't have attachment in childhood, it's hard for them, difficult, painful often, to feel it in adulthood, and often, and especially in men who have difficulty being emotionally present in a marriage or relationship, it's very difficult. And so they have developed avoidant techniques around it. So now they become aware, they stay grounded and present, and then because this, we don't necessarily want to decrease this unless a person is having infatuations. So I give them a round gauge to bring up in their mind that goes from 0, which is no attachment at all, to 200, which is infatuation. And we're looking at the normal range. The optimal range is between 80 and 120. And I ask them, as you're approaching your niece for a hug, what is the gauge reading? Now, if things are working well with this client, it'll read 100, 110, maybe even 120. And then I'll have them repeat after me with the TheraTapper going, I'm learning to use my gauge to measure the intensity of my attachment. People who have challenges around attachment might say 80. And so, or 60 or 50. And we can always calibrate this scale by asking them, did you have a crush when you were in grade school? And they say yes. And what is it, when you bring up the image of that person, what's it read? And it's usually 180, 190, 200. So what I help them do next is to allow that warmth in their heart to become somewhat warmer. I have the thermochamber going, to become somewhat warmer, to spread throughout their chest, throughout their abdomen, down their legs, back up as deep as their bones, up through their pelvis, up their back, into their shoulders and neck, and then into their head and brain. And now they have increased the affect, because from 60, say, to 85, and they are then able to say, I am learning to increase my attachment affect. So that's a lot about challenge people, many young men and adult males who have challenges with pornography and sexual compulsivity disorders, have challenges around the emotion of attachment and being able to feel that in a relationship, and going to a prostitute or looking at pornography is a dysfunctional way of experiencing that emotion without the danger of being with a real person. So that's a lot about the emotion of attachment. Thank you for watching.